Call the meeting to order. Roll call of Alderman.
Iceland.
Here.
Kinsella.
Here.
Meyer. Here. Holt. Anderson. Rudowitz.
Here.
Carpenter. Hart.
Here.
Silsby.
Here.
Hayden.
Here.
Seibert. Martinson.
Here.
Elmore.
Here.
Schneider. Here. Musgrove.
Here.
Arlen.
Alderman Carpenter called and said he would not be here, and I was told that Alderman Anderson is questionable because of work. He might be late, so he might be strolling in too, but he'll be excused. Roll call department heads.
Police Chief Clay. Fire Chief Langston.
Here.
Mike Flynn.
Here.
Ken Vaughn.
Here.
Royce Carlisle. Jamie Matrick.
Here.
Tim Gregowitz.
Here.
Jim Schneider.
Here.
Leander Spearman.
Here.
Emily Foltz.
Here.
Chuck Schaefer. Bob Sabo.
Here. Chuck Schaefer is excused. Chief Sparger's here for Chief Clay, and John Graham's here for Royce. They're excused. This time, ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have no public hearing this evening. And what I'd like to do first is, we didn't get it written on here, but we talked about the last meeting, was in a newspaper, we explained to it. We have, Mr. Flynn researched this, took some time. After the last census, which was certified, I guess sometime in Emily 2011. Yeah, in the first quarter of 7-11. Then we went through the redistricting process and got that all done, changed the wards because they hadn't been done in a long, long time, probably almost 20 years. And there was some question about the only one that got displaced in that redistricting was Alderman Schneider. So we currently have 3 aldermen in Ward 1 in the physical boundaries. Mr. Sprague made an initial ruling that he thought that Alderman Schneider would serve at large. When we got the stuff done and we got the redistricting done, and as this election that we just had got closer, that's what triggered all this. I had been asking Mr. Flynn to research a little bit more details, so we knew. He came back and stated that there should be a lottery, basically a drawing. Explain.
Yes, surprisingly, the statute doesn't really address what occurs when there's a redistricting and there's not an increase or a decrease in the number of wards. In other words, the wards stay the same. It's completely silent in that particular situation. Surprisingly, there's also been no case law on a situation like that. What we did find, though, was an Attorney General opinion from 1997 that addressed a situation that was almost comparable. It was in response to an inquiry involving redistricting in Lake County. And in 1997, the Attorney General came with the opinion that in a situation comparable to this, that what is done is that the incumbent alderman in that ward would draw lots to determine which alderman would be the alderman for that ward, and that the other alderman would then serve as an alderman at large. It doesn't change either alderman's powers, duties, or responsibilities. All it does is designate one alderman as the alderman for Ward 1 in this case, and the other one will have the title of alderman at large. And I might add that that Attorney General's opinion was able to find only one case that even touched on anything comparable to the facts that we have, and that was an 1893 case. So really what the Attorney General's opinion did was supplement, what my opinion was as to what should occur, and that's the reason I advised the mayor that this is the procedure that needs to be followed now that the election is complete.
Okay, so what I would like, Alderman Schneider, you want to come look at these? Just to make sure you see, we're going to fold equal papers up. One says Alderman at large, one says Alderman Ward 1. Okay, you can see that? I showed them to Mike, so we're going to fold them up. Linda, will you fold them up somewhat the same manner? And we'll put them in the pot here. and we'll do the drawing. Yes, ma'am?
Can I play a tape where, it's just a tape where we had, Mayor, you and Mr. Sprague stated I was never told that I was to be alderman at large. That's what I'm asking.
I think we talked about this, Lillian, Alderman Schneider, and I think, as we said, at the time, that's what Mr. Sprague thought was the answer. As we got closer into this and went through all the process, and it got closer to making decisions, I had asked this past year, Mr. Flynn, to research a little further, and you just heard what he, Mr. Sprague had not gotten a chance to get into it as much. So we feel that this is the proper way to do it, the legal way. He's contacted the Attorney General's office, and that, that this would be the way to proceed. So, I think really and truthfully, unless you want to challenge this in some legal way, we're not going to rehear this tonight, because I believe that we've got, an opinion from, Mr. Flynn, backed up from evidence from the Attorney General's office with the case that this is how we're going to do it. And this is how they indeed basically wanted it intended for it to be done. So,
Well, the only thing I wanted to say is so that you could hear it, because you're saying that you never told me.
I never said it. I said what Mr. Sprague said was the best knowledge we had at the time, but that was a year ago.
You did say, may I please just play it?
No, we're not going to go there. We're not going there. This is how it's going to be done. We explained this several weeks ago.
I understand, but I just wanted to say.
Okay. Who would you guys like to have the drawing to?
Ladies first.
Go ahead, Lily. Pick one. Okay, Turner? Here.
Oh, well, I,
Yeah, that's right.
Let her read, really.
Alderman at large.
Okay, so you look at this one here. Just to make sure, I know, but just look at that one just to make sure you can see if you get close. So there's not two of them that say I'm large.
Alderman Ward 1.
Okay, so you want to be the alderman at large. That's what you are. Okay, so that takes care of that. You stay right there, in that seat over there, and that is taken care of. So it will be reflected, Mrs. Fields, in the minutes that we held the drawing and that Mrs. Schneider is officially, as of this time, the alderman at large starting on May 1st on Wednesday. Okay?
Can I ask that there's nothing else to this? This is all done now?
It's all done.
Well, the only reason I'm saying is, I wish we would have been, that you would have said, Mr. Flynn's looking into it, so we would.
I thought we did. But that's okay. Hindsight's 20/20, but
No.
I think we did. Okay.
Mr. Can I ask a question? I'm a little bit, so now are we considered short in Ward 7?
No. She will continue to sit right there. Whichever one would have chosen would have sat right there. They will be available to help Ward 7. They can certainly start to get involved in their ward where they live now, and Ward 1 where they see fit. Because certainly if she's going to run there the next time, if she chooses to run again, she has to run in 1 where she lives, unless she moves.
Right.
So, she has that flexibility, but she certainly, from a committee standpoint, assignments,
Right.
I will use her to fill in for Ward 7. Mr. Galetti's here. We will, where the ordinance states 1 from each ward, she will be assigned to those other assignments. Okay? Similar to what she's been this past time.
Your Honor, in the newsletter under Ward 7, you had in the second spot TBA.
To be announced. That's what we said. We were gonna
Can
have the
you
drawing.
clarify that? Or let's just get right smack dab to the concern and rumor out in the general public. There's going to be no further appointment or placement of an alderman in Ward 7.
There can't be. We have an ordinance that says 16
I'm
aldermen
not advocating,
on
I'm
this
just telling
council.
you, I'm
There's
asking.
no room for another one.
Okay.
There's not even enough seats.
I understand.
That's a rumor. And you could have called me up and I could have dispelled that right away.
I'd
So we
like to get it on public record.
Oh, I'm sure. Okay, duly noted. Now, we will now, must have been an oversight, and this is a special meeting. I probably should have announced that. I will open public participation, but there's a few topics here tonight. So I would ask, we will have a meeting on May 6th, so those of you who have some general comments, But if you have comments about tonight's proceedings, if someone would like to address the audience, this is the time, open public participation. I'll open it now. Is there anyone? Yes, sir.
Yeah, Rick Brown, 618 South Pennsylvania Avenue. I guess you're going to be appointing Tom Peters to the as an interim city attorney. What's funny, this is like the ghost of Christmas past. Tom Peters is one of the 5 attorneys that helped concoct the idea to retroactively rezone most of the 2-family and the multifamily areas in Belleville out of existence. You know, these names just keep coming back. You know, like I said, there was 5 attorneys that should know better. And you're going to put him back in again. I mean, is this the last nail in the eye that you're going to give the citizens after the election before the new guys come in? I mean, this is just a... Why don't you get somebody that is qualified to be a city attorney, and it will advise the city on stuff that's legal or not illegal, not just say, well, you do what you want and I'll defend you. I think it's crap. I really do. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Again, I wasn't going to come up here and talk. My name is Rose Wilson, 322 West I Street, Belleville. I happen to know Tom Peters, and he is very qualified, a very good attorney, and I think it's a very good choice. And after all, he's just an interim, and it's just a lot of grandstanding. Thank you.
Okay. If there's no one else this evening, I'm going to close public participation before we drift off here. And we'll get back to the meeting at hand. Tonight it is bittersweet. We have a number of people that we're going to recognize for a lot of years of service here on these plaques. I'll start with the lowest number, and we'll work up to the most number of years. And I will start first and ask Dean Hart to come forward. Dean Hart has completed 2 years of dedicated service to the City of Belleville while serving as Alderman in Ward 4. As you know, Dean was elected treasurer, and will be assuming those responsibilities on Wednesday, May 1st. So, Dean, thank you and congratulations for your time. Phil Elmore. This plaque is presented to Phil Elmore in grateful appreciation for 4 years of dedicated service to the City of Belleville while serving as Alderman Ward 7, 2009 to 2013. Dave Martinson. Dave, this plaque is presented to you, Dave Martinson, in grateful appreciation for 4 years of dedicated service to the City of Belleville while serving as Alderman Ward 6, 2009-2013. For those of you who might not know, that's on top of the 30 years Dave served on the Belleville Fire Department, and 7 of that is our fire chief. So that's a grand total of 34 years. You came in second. Rob Anderson is not here tonight, and I did not do a plaque yet because there's 2 races that are still under review, and Alderman Carpenter's race with on Ward 4 and Alderman Myers' race in Ward 2. So I didn't think it was right to spend the money for a plaque the way we don't know the final results. So we will see that. But Dorothy, Rob's not here tonight, but certainly Dorothy's completing, if indeed this is the way it ends up, completing 16 years of dedicated service to Ward 2, and we certainly appreciate it. But we'll, like I said, and I decided that until those 2 were totally decided, it didn't make sense. I didn't want to be accused of getting plaques done for acting like I knew something before I know something. So we will let you know about that, but thank you. Jerry Turner, my high school principal. In grateful appreciation for dedicated service to the city of Belleville while serving as treasurer, 2004 to 2013. And for those of you who don't know, Mr. Turner and I and Dorothy were all elected and started May 1st of 1997 as alderman. And he served that until August of 2004 when he assumed the appointment and then was elected for 2 terms to the Alta treasurer's position. So Jerry, it's with much appreciation and thanks I give this to you. Thank you. She doesn't look like the one that should be had the most years. She started here when she was 12. This is presented to my good friend Linda Fields in grateful appreciation for 35 years of dedicated service to the city of Belleville, serving as city clerk from 1997 to 2013. And prior to that, Linda served in the treasurer's office from 1978 until 97. So she has a lot of years experience and a lot of service to Belleville. We thank you. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, everyone's read by now. I thought the article in the paper was very clear this morning. We don't have a plaque for Mike tonight. We, I guess, not done every department head in the past. But Mike has contacted me the day after the election and indicated that he would not seek reappointment. Mike has been either assistant city attorney or city attorney for over 35 years. Is that accurate? Right at, and has given an unbelievable amount of devoted, dedicated, highly professional service to the city at an extremely great dollar value. So Mike, when he left my office on the 10th, left me there kind of in a quandary thinking, oh my goodness, I got more work to do than I thought. So between Bob Sprague and Mike Flynn, the two of them have been city attorney. The majority, with the exception, I guess, of 4 years, have been, for the last 35 years, except for 4 years in there, have been consistently city attorney. And so we've always had consistency in people who dealt with municipal law, and we didn't have to go out thinking about looking for who was the best person to help us with those questions. So because it's going to take a little time, and I have started to receive some inquiries, I am accepting resumes. We're just beginning. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I have asked Tom Peters, who is very familiar, as you all know, with the city of Belleville. While municipal law is not his everyday practice, he is very well versed in having been an alderman, an 8-year member of the zoning board, having helped with the TIF review, having visited city council meetings like I started back in about 1993. He and I sat here many nights together. I feel Tom is very capable, and he's doing this as a favor. He cannot, and he is not seeking, as he said in the paper, it was extremely accurate. He has no intention, nor does his time allow with his practice, to be the city attorney. He stated he would help me on a short-term basis until we found the right person. And he stated, and we haven't really looked into it, but I think on his short term, he said if he doesn't have to get paid, he would prefer not to. So we'll have to check on the legality of that. But he's not elected. He possibly can waive that, and he certainly would like to do so. So it's not about the money, just to make that clear. So at this time, I would ask that, I didn't ask Tom to put together a resume because we know Tom. He's been before us on numerous other occasions for appointments and different things. Would someone consider making a motion to approve my appointment of Tom as an interim? And I repeat, interim, hopefully for a very short term, is a very short time is his desire, and mine too, because I would like to get this resolved. Motion by Alderman Meyer, second by Alderman Seibert. Discussion. Yes, ma'am.
I'm a little concerned about the vagueness of short term. Can we add something to this, like?
I'm not going to ask have days. I will tell you this: if Tom has his way, this will be done in the month of May. Okay, if we can get everything done and everything goes cooperatively and everybody, we can get the resumes in and I can review this and come to the council. You know, it will be done rapidly. I need to get the city attorney in place. It's very important. So I'm not, but I don't want to put a specific date. But if I put 60 days on there and we go 61, I'll be chewed up for that. So I just say interim, and I can guarantee you, if Tom has his way, he wants to be out of this position by June 1st.
Okay, I'm, first of all, questioning what is the problem with simply using the younger Mr. Flynn as the interim assistant for the continuity?
Because of all the things that are pending right now, and all the advice and things that are happening, I think that it's going to be necessary. Mr. Flynn, as we'll act on in a minute here, has a full plate with what he does with all the health and housing cases and demolitions and all those things. There's a lot on his plate every day right now. It's not to say that he won't help in some ways, but I'm going to tell you what, these two gentlemen, these two offices have a lot of stuff that they do. So this is, believe me, this is the best that we need this position, even temporarily. I need the guidance and the advice.
Well, can you be specific about some of the things that are eminently pending?
I think there's a lot of things pending. I mean, I don't, you know, there's, every day we have FOIAs to review and go over, to let go, to release. There's things that we have to look at with legal matters, with lawsuits we have pending. We have, as you get the list, there's updated correspondence and things with those. There's constantly things going on, you know, that there is a need to consult, and I'm just telling you, my advice to this council is, so that we don't get in any behind or get in any legal trouble, that this interim appointment is necessary.
Okay, and you, as you have stated, municipal law is certainly not his specialty. I am very concerned that when he was an alderman, he missed 45% of the meetings and resigned well before his term was over.
He wouldn't take this if the short term, if he didn't have a pretty free schedule from now to the early part of June. And believe me, we
But
had
because
the
you're not
conversation.
putting a term limit on it, that leaves it open to a year from now if you don't get.
Okay, it's duly noted that you're concerned about a time limit. I'm asking to just use the word interim and go from there. Alderman Hayden?
Yes, John. Whether it be 1 day, 1 month, 1 year, I would not be able to support this nominee. Mr. Peters has clearly exhibited in the past his bias and prejudice in relation to various independent candidates. He has also exhibited his bias as it relates to tax increment financing. I understand we have Mr. Norber who does work for us, but if he's going to be a city attorney, he is the final decision. And the citizens, in my opinion, based on the results of the election, tax increment financing reform is going to be an issue during this next fiscal year. And based on his opinions that he has given, there is no clear faith and confidence in my mind that he can provide a neutral opinion on those matters as well as others.
Well, Mr. Hayden, you're well aware that there's no tax increment financing package we could possibly pass in anything short of 4 months, 5 months, because of the rules and regulations it takes to do such a ordinance and such a process. So I guarantee you, we won't be acting on any TIF legislation in any way as you're indicating while Mr. Peters is in this interim position.
I'm not saying, Your Honor, we're going to be acting on it, but there's going to be discussions as we have newly elected aldermen who also have pledges on platforms to their people in discussion, which means that legal advice, it takes time to get to the point of even having a piece of ordinance or legislation being brought to the table of how we want to do this.
Well, Mr.
And in that discussion part, he is prejudiced and biased himself.
Let me just say this in
And
fairness.
that's the very man, as you pointed, as a matter of fact, as the citizen representative, and we've now seen clear and evident that he was representing the taxpayers as a citizen representative, and he had bias going in that position, and also became chairman of the TIF Judicial Review Boards.
And I thought he was very knowledgeable, did a good job. Now, let me just say this to rest your mind. If we have any TIF questions that you feel his bias or his opinions in this short period of time can't be met, then we'll gladly seek another opinion to satisfy you. But I don't even know of any TIF situation that we're going to be facing in just a matter of a couple weeks. So I once again duly note his concern. Anybody else? We have a motion and we have a second to approve Tom Peters, and I repeat, as the interim city attorney. Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Holt.
No.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Hayden.
No.
Seibert.
Aye.
Martinson.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Schneider.
No.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Arlen.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay. The next motion I would ask, the way the contracts are, and once again, because of continuity's sake, the contract actually reads that the attorneys currently, their contract expires on April 30th. With the flow of things in that, we could normally wait to the 6th, but with this being said, I would like to establish tonight that my appointment of Brian Flynn as Assistant City Attorney effective 12:01 a.m. May 1st, 2013. Motion by Alderman Seibert, second by Alderman Heisler. Discussion. Anybody? Yes.
Is there any plans or consideration to possibly work Brian into the city attorney position? Has he shown any interest in that position?
Well, Brian and I will talk. I mean, at this point in time, the answer is no. There's been nothing. If so, I would probably approach it a little different had we come to that conclusion today. But at this point in time, what I'm asking for you to do, consider doing here, is to appoint Brian as the Assistant City Attorney. He's done a good job. He's a young man that's just getting started in his career, but the staff has given me feedback that they're very, very impressed and pleased with Brian's work. I am too, and that's why I'm here tonight, appointing him, asking you to approve my
And
appointment.
he and he alone last year was.
We didn't. You're correct. You're correct in that, Mr. Hayden. I appreciate you pointing that out. I am actually appointing Brian as the Assistant City Attorney. Now remember, when we started this a year ago, Mike knew Brian was a pretty young lawyer at the time, and agreed to, suggested even that maybe for continuity's sake that we would use his law office, maybe the team. But I think it's very safe to say that Brian ended up doing almost all the lion's share of the Assistant City Attorney's work, correct, Mike? And so after we evaluated this as we went along, I feel very comfortable in realizing that Brian has truly become the designee and done the job as the Assistant City Attorney to much satisfaction. So
Can you give the public, Mayor, just the 3 or 4 major things that position does?
Well, I think he does the housing, works with any ordinance violations, even with the police department, correct?
Yes, in the demolition case.
And the demolition cases, there's 3 things right there, and there's others. Those are probably 3 that Mike did for years.
Yeah, what I might say is that Bob Sprague and I had a division, I guess, of responsibilities that just developed over the years. And so there really isn't anything in the ordinance or in the statute that specifically defines the duties of either office. And what evolved over the years was that I would prosecute, be essentially the prosecutor for the city. I would develop handling the demolition cases. I handled the zoning board, and I was also then available for any consultation with any of the department heads who might call us with a question about anything. And in Bob's absence, I would pick up anything else. And then what Bob would normally do would be handling any litigation that was actually involved with the city, either something initiated by the city or defended by the city that would not otherwise be handled through insurance. Bob would draft the ordinances, normally any ordinances that would be requested of the city, and he would have more contact with mayor and elected officials than I would in terms of giving advice as requested.
Review all contracts. Yeah, exactly.
Excellent.
So I'm hearing division of labor has just evolved by tradition, not.
Right, and that could change. I mean, if 2 new people came in and wanted to change, they
Once we determine who the new city attorney is, they might sit down and come to me and say, we'd like to change some things. So that can be done. It's not set by statute, by the
This
state.
appointment is a 1 year?
Yes, they're all 1 year.
Okay.
Okay? So, we have a motion and we have a second to approve Brian Flynn as Assistant City Attorney, effective May 1st, 12:01 a.m. Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer. Holt. Rudowitz.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Sillsby.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
Martinson.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Schneider.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Arlen.
Must be the tie, Brian. Unanimous. Brian, does everybody stand up so they know who you are? I mean, most of them do, but there's some people here who might not. Thank you. Okay, we skipped over because of my bifold rules here. We already did public participation. We'll move on to number 8, claims, payroll, claims and disbursements. I ask for a motion to approve the final claims for fiscal year 2012-13 at this time.
So moved, Your Honor.
Motion by Alderman Martinson, second by Alderman Heisler. Any questions about any claims? Or yes, ma'am.
Under tax income financing 3, Belleville Steam House, $812.50, and Metler Development, $8,672.40. Can I ask what those are?
Well, Metler Development would be probably a final bill with Bicentennial Park, correct?
Yes, and the Belleville Steam House was, Parks Department had seeded up top, some bare areas.
Yeah. Okay?
So Metler's, on the bid, it was $8,672.40 more than what the original bid was, or is this something extra?
No, it's a final claim.
There's still one more payment. They finished up the park today with little odds and ends off the punch list. So there's a retainage we hold on Metler. So
And then
there'll be one more bill to Metler.
And then out of the TIF 3, on the last page, right way, excavating, $2,902.09. Can I ask what that was for?
They're our sidewalk contractor, our 50/50 sidewalk contractor.
Okay.
Any other questions? We have a motion and we have a second to play the final claims for the fiscal year. Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer. Holt. Rudowitz.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Sillsby.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
Martinson.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Schneider.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Arlen.
Motion approved. Reports. I'd ask for, I'll ask for a motion here to approve an amended development agreement with Coley LLC for the former Turner Hall building located at 15 North First Street.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Marr, second by Alderman Hart. Discussion. We went through this at a special committee meeting we had. Many of you were there. It was thoroughly discussed. If there's no other questions, yes, sir.
Yeah, I apologize that night I had a conflict, could not be at the meeting, but I do want to state that I reviewed this. I had some people contact me that they're worried that, are we going to be getting into, this is the second time we come back to need more money. I looking at this, I totally believe that this was something that was not intended. I don't think we're going to be running into that situation. And we're still basically $100,000 under the cost of demolition, and we've got a good project. So I think this is a good thing.
Very good. We agree. Yes, ma'am.
Have we put the roof, or has the roof work started yet?
No, nothing started yet. We had to get this, tonight has to get going, and then Kurt will take us forward as to, as he gears up for activities. Yeah, you want to explain, Kurt? Please.
The only reason I asked about the roof is because with all the recent heavy rains we've had, that's more and more water.
It's worse.
Well, that's what
First of all, I gotta say that this question. Do you remember you took me judo? I gotta tell a funny little story. So I was probably like,
Art, can you do that?
sure. I was probably maybe 4 foot tall, and Gabby was this huge monster of a man, right? I mean, his shoulders were as broad as a block. And he's trying to teach me how to do just a simple hip, what would you call it, So I got a hold of the key, you know, and I'm just struggling and struggling. Finally, the guy just jumps over me and falls down and makes me feel like actually, you know, so remember that, he finally then passed this young man, so.
Well, I might have been thinking about all.
Oh, really? I thought you did it too.
No, I didn't wake up and
Oh,
I did
that's
two
right.
months ago.
So the Tom Stockton, right. Yeah, okay. All right,
But he
sorry.
didn't do though, but he didn't teach it, did he, Gab?
No, I just worked for you.
Okay, well, I might have screwed that one up. Anyway, the question was, is a roof for us or whatever? We can't do anything until, obviously, that I've owned the building. The only thing I've done is a lot of due diligence and some expenses for, you know, getting some extra bids and stuff. And so, what'll happen is, if you guys approve this tonight, then we've already ordered an appraisal on the building. Pending the appraisal, if it hits a target price of about $750,000 on completion, then we'll be good to start the building.
But can we get the roof on?
No, right now, we can't do anything because we'll mess up the whole deal with the bank, the lenders. There's a process now. Kurt's got it all lined up. We gotta trust him. And that's, you know, what we're doing tonight, though, is amending this with the outline in here in your packets. And if everything goes smoothly tonight, he's gonna be on his way to start this process as quickly as he possibly can.
Well, the other reason I was saying this is because, like I said, the recent rains, heavy rains, it's making it work. I thought we could get the roof on to,
Well, we can't, but this part of the game, for lack of a better terminology, we can't push the cart before the horse. We gotta follow the rules, otherwise things become null and void with loans and with appraisals, so they can't start to do work on the building until he owns the building. And it's still the city's building until we get a little further down the line, but we're getting close.
well, if the city owns the building, why can't we put the roof on?
Because you can't use it.
If you've been reading through the development agreement, Mrs. Schneider, you'll see how the whole thing's laid out and how the chain of responsibility is gonna go. That's the purpose of the development agreement.
Okay. So I have my thing wrong. So he actually taught me how to weight lift. You can see how good that is. But, so the little place over there by Belleville, a little gym, yeah. So Steve Baptist and you were teaching me and Tom Stott I was in that weight room all the time. I just had the place for him.
Any other questions for Kurt?
Okay, I was here when we did have a long meeting, and I did not go through this with a fine tooth comb. I assume this did not change in any substantial way from what our last meeting was.
Emily?
No, I think that you actually have a marked up copy, one with track changes in Word, and you can see all the changes.
Yeah, it's tiny, yeah,
Nothing
nothing substantial, okay.
And the attorneys looked at it again, and we're ready. That's why we had it here tonight. And the reason I squeezed this in, this special meeting, because we are trying, as you all know from our earlier meetings, Kurt's on a deadline, he's already behind schedule, so believe me, nobody wants to get started on that building quicker than Kurt so he can get his people moving. Okay?
Contractually, he's gonna be responsible for fixing that roof.
Right, right.
with the
We're not-
deed. So the
exactly.
The quicker we prove this, the quicker he can.
Very
fix the
good.
roof.
Roll call.
We gotta make a motion.
We had a motion, right?
Meyer and Hart.
Meyer and Hart.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer. Holt.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Selsby.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
Martinson.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Schneider.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Arlen.
Thank you, guys.
Unanimous again. It passes. Motion to amend the previously approved dates for the downtown card cruise for the months of May and October 2013, from May 11th to the 25th, and from October 12th to the 26th, and that's at the request of retired Judge Goodwin. Do I hear- Motion by Alderman Hart, second by Alderman Kinsella. Do I hear any discussion? All in favor of this motion to accept these changes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have a request from the Kerner House Committee for approval of renovation plans for Gustav Kerner House. The plans have been approved by the Belleville Historic Preservation Commission. The property and building are owned by the city of Belleville. Do I hear a motion? Motion by Alderman Seibert, second by Alderman Martinson. Any discussion there? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer. Holt.
Aye.
Rudowitz.
Aye.
Hart.
Aye.
Selsby.
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
Martinson.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Schneider.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Arlen.
Motion carries. Jack and Molly, you can keep working.
Thank y'all.
Keep up the good work. Jerry, you want to read the communications?
Are you agreeable to doing this as a group?
All right.
A, communication from Our Lady Queen of Peace School asking permission to hold a 5K run on Saturday, May 11, 2013, starting at 9 a.m. and requesting also 10 to 12 wooden barricades to use to help direct participants and keep traffic away from the start and finish line areas. B, communication from SIPS and Splatters requesting permission to block off 3 parking spaces between SIPs and Splatters at a 7 bar with concrete barriers and for outdoor party during Art on the Square weekend. And as a condition, they said they did this last year and it was a big success. C, communication from Lindenwood University requesting permission to hold outdoor music on Friday, May 10, 2013 from 8 p.m. until midnight for their end of the year celebration. And D, communication from John Reichert on behalf of Lindenwood University requesting permission to hang banners on West Main Street from 17th to 29th Streets on every Ameren light pole and keep them up for at least a year, if not longer. They've also got permission from Ameren, and they will purchase and hang the banners and replace them as necessary.
Motion by Alderman Seibert, second by Alderman Meyer. Any discussion? Yes.
I'm not opposed to any of these things, I just noticed that some of them are only 2 weeks away. And I just,
Well, the one was a change.
oh, okay.
The one with Judge Goodwin. Quite honestly, Gustav Kerner came to me. We realized the other day, they already snuck out, that with their situation, we discussed that they really needed to get the plans finally approved here. It was just some
No, that's-
oversight.
I'm talking about Lindenwood and Queen of Peace.
Queen of Peace just flat out forgot. He called and said he forgot to turn it in. So we just had a few unique situations, and with this being the last meeting of the fiscal year, we snuck them in, so it
Well,
happens.
I just was hoping that maybe staff would gently ask them to give a little more notice in case.
We do, believe me, we do, but as you'll see, the new people will see, trying to be community friendly. These people, a lot of them are volunteers and things happen, and so we try to work it in as quick as we can. Yes. Okay. Did we vote on this? We have a motion and we have a second. All in favor of approving these 4 communications signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Petitions none, resolutions none, ordinances none. Miscellaneous and new business. Let me flip the page. I don't know anything other than, what?
When do you think you'll be able to get these committees lined out?
Well, I had to wait till we did this drawing tonight. And I'm trying to see, really I was waiting for that primarily. I will do my best in the next couple of days to try to get the committees to, out to everybody. And I will contact you.
So the meetings in May are going to be
The
canceled?
3 meetings this week were canceled because we did not have the committees approved, and we had to do it that way.
Plus the sewer committee.
Plus the sewer committee, because they won't be approving the committees until the meeting. But I think they're talking, Royce isn't here tonight, but he's talking about hosting, rescheduling anyway, and coming down there and giving you all, Master Sewer and anybody else who wants to come, an update on the plan. And we'll tour you. So that was kind of a good thing anyway, because you can't do it on meeting night.
Okay, I'm a little bit confused then about who's going to be sworn in on the first.
On the first, and nobody's told me they cannot be here, so Wednesday morning at 8:30, the mayor will be sworn in first, then the clerk and the treasurer, and then all the aldermen who are present will be sworn in. If someone cannot make it as far as the aldermen at the last minute, but I believe everybody indicated they could, then we would do it right before the meeting on the 6th.
I'm asking you specifically about wards 2 and 4.
The wards 2 and 4 will be sworn in as the results were given to us by the county the other day. If there would be a change through the process of review and objection, then the judge would have to order, correct Mike, would have to order that the seats be changed, and then we'd have to swear the other people back in.
Okay,
So that's the way the law reads.
okay. I just was a little confused with the
Yeah.
plaques and all and not.
Well, that's why I held up on the plaques, and I'm, and like I said, I do have to go ahead and assign the committees, but if there would be a change in either situation, then the judge would order that change, And then we would then have to swear the new people in and there'd be the change would be made then.
Okay, and what about the appointment for Alderman Hart's seat?
I made it very clear that I'm trying to wait, I'm kind of waiting to see if how the 4 and 2, maybe see if there's any challenge, because I think that does have a bearing on my thoughts. So, technically, according to city ordinance, if I remember reading it, it's been a while, and the city ordinances are very out of proportion. Every time I look at them, I can't believe how we got to work on that. I believe it says, and Tim's seat, Alderman Carpenter's seat, does not become vacant until Wednesday, and I'm supposed to recommended that I make an appointment within 30 days of that vacancy. So I'm going to hopefully live up to that and get the name here and get it done quickly, but it also give us a little bit of time to see if there's any early indications.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You said Tim.
That's right, I'm sorry. Alderman Hart's seat, right, correct, I stand corrected. But, and likewise, we should know real quickly what the outcome of the other, hopefully something.
Okay, but as of right now, we're going with what you were given.
By law, right now, we have to go with what was certified by the county clerk, right? Have to go by what was certified by the county clerk. Okay?
I have one other question. We had a conversation last time about the Belleville Historic Society and the property on East Washington.
Well, and I got a call today, or who talked to me today? Staff person, somebody. We're going to go see it. Paul Baumann. Paul Baumann talked to me this afternoon, and we're going to meet Larry Betts and go look at the property. The biggest thing is
On the 11th Street property.
the 11th Street property.
Well, that's not what my question's about. My question's about the East Washington Street property. There were some sidewalk work done, and apparently the city invoiced the Belleville Historic Society, and the invoice appeared in an envelope stuck in Mr. Ben's door. And I'm wondering how it is that the city does business in that manner.
We didn't stick an invoice in his door. Did we?
Well, you cashed the check that came afterwards.
Well, that may have been one of my guys was supposed to drop it off to him.
Well, then they had worked it out with him that they were going to drop it off to him instead of
So
paying
it was
him?
a surprise.
Well, he had asked for an invoice, so we supplied him an invoice.
It just struck me as a very strange way of doing business.
Well, and it's not the way usually Jamie mails out all the invoices.
We had an email from Mr. Betts asking for an invoice to pay for that sidewalk work.
So if he asked for it, and one of Tim's city engineers or assistants dropped it off, and that was at his request. I wasn't aware of that because Jamie does all invoicing, and it's always done very. But if he requested it, they were responding to his request. Okay? I'm not aware of all that.
Okay.
Motor fuel claims in the amount of $80,954.70. Motion by Alderman Seibert, second by Alderman Heisler. Any discussion? Roll call.
Heisler.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Meyer. Holt. Rudowitz. Hart.
Aye.
Silsby. Hayden. Seibert. Martinson. Elmore. Schneider.
Aye.
Musgrove. Arlen.
Motion carries. There's no executive session tonight. And again, I want to thank everybody who is leaving the council tonight. Sincere thanks to all of you. And at this time, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn. Alderman Meyer, second Alderman Martinson. All in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries.